Myself for 5 minutes of questioning. In recent months, there's been optimism about Lebanon joining the Abraham Accords in the future. What needs to happen before this can be a real conversation? Ms. Godar.
Thank you. So there are a number of steps that can be done while Lebanon and Israel start a dialogue. One of the main things that needs to be done today, there is basically easing Lebanon's anti-normalization law, which is basically bans dialogue between Lebanon and Lebanese and Israeli citizens. This one, at least in practice, what matters because they criminalize people-to-people contact and protect Hezbollah's forever war narrative. In order to reach a point where people can actually start conversing freely about peace, we need to start looking at this law. And one way of doing it, the United States should apply both pressure and incentives to encourage restraint in enforcement and open space for civic engagement, economic integration, and regional normalization. One of the tools that can be used is make sure that the Hezbollah and its allies in the state institutions do not actually use this law and use all the punitive tools, including sanctions, against everyone in the judicial system that would enforce the anti-normalization law. There are many things that can be discussed between Lebanon and Israel as disarmament continue. One of them is economic cooperation, which is today a big discussion in Lebanon when the Trump administration mentioned the economic zone in south of Lebanon on the border between Lebanon and Israel. This is a big opportunity that can lead also to this kind of agreement.
Ms. Kadar, the Treasury Department has reported that the IRGC has transferred over $1 billion to Hezbollah since January 2025. Mm-hmm. What are the primary means by which Hezbollah and its Iranian backers maintain access to these cash flows? And what role do unrelated or unlicensed money exchanges and exchange companies in Lebanon play in sustaining Hezbollah's illicit financial networks?
Yes. Thank you very much for this question. Hezbollah has been working very hard on its economic infrastructure and the cash economy. The estimation in general of the cash economy after the collapse of 2022 is around $18 billion. Not all of it is Hezbollah or illicit financing, but it constitutes a good infrastructure for Hezbollah to move, store money and make money. So they use this economy, the cash economy, which is basically the only economy functioning in Lebanon today, in order to bring money from abroad, especially that the customs in Lebanon are still not very much monitored. They have a lot of their allies appointed in very high-rank custom and border appointments. They ease smuggling from Syria to Lebanon from all points of entries. The airport today is very much monitored, but the ports are not. So customs is a very big thing here. It's very important to note also that Hezbollah runs a lot of businesses, including construction, telecommunications, gas stations, supermarkets, pharmaceutical sectors. And they also use a lot of cash companies that are, there are 4 cash companies, maybe more now, that have replaced 60 banks in Lebanon. Some of them have informal deals with the Lebanese government, and some of them have licenses, but they are not monitored. These companies should be more monitored. There should be observation. There should be some kind of treasury warnings, at least before sanctions, to these companies to make sure that Hezbollah cannot use them, because this is where they're making and moving their money. So this is one of the things that can be done.
Thank you. Mr. Shanker, how would you characterize the Lebanon Armed Forces' overall performance in 2025? And do you agree with the LAF's assertion that it has established total control south of the Litani River?
Thank you, Chairman. The LAF has not established total control of the south of Lebanon. It has a presence in Lebanon that it didn't have prior to November 2024, let's say 7 months after that. It is now present, and it is, as I say, responsive to tasking. When the mechanism informs the LAF of intelligence information about where weapons may be, arms caches, things that should check out, it responds. But it does not respond when it is obstructed. So oftentimes groups of women will be brought out to prevent the LAF from going into a site. They'll come back, the weapons will be gone. So they are present, but they are not in control. Hezbollah still controls the region. And frankly, the LAF has not met what the president promised in the beginning of the ceasefire, that there would be 10,000 LAF troops in the south. There should probably be even more given the nature of the threat.
To that end, what is your assessment of their capacity and political will to pursue Hezbollah's disarmament in this area?
So there are something like 75,000 men and women under arms in the LAF. Granted, they are underpaid. The currency has been devaluated 95, 97%. They have equipment, they have arms. Hezbollah has been degraded. This is not a matter of capability, right? They need support, salary support, fuel, et cetera, operating costs. But they have weapons, they have individuals. CENTCOM long ago classified the LAF as pound for pound the best Arab army, the soldier for soldier. What they're lacking is, to a large degree, until now, the political will. And this is risky because they have been threatened with clashes, attacks, and of course 6 LAF soldiers were killed near the very beginning of the start of this campaign to disarm them with a booby trap by Hezbollah. So understandably reticent, but this is the nature of the business. When you're in government, you have to take these tough decisions.
Okay, my time has expired. I now recognize the ranking member, Mr.